That would be House Bill 2119 and House Bill 2340. So we'll open it up for discussion. Senator Rollins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I wanted to discuss, first of all, 2340. That was a bill, the remediation of the pesticide in Land Johnson County that passed the House. Senate originally has that tabled. However, there are ongoing discussions right now trying to work on an amendment that would satisfy the Senate Commerce's concern. Assuming we're able to make that happen, our hope would be to briefly have a Commerce Committee meeting, untable it, amend it, and then pass it out favorably. That way, at least the Senate has heard it, has a position. But again, those negotiations are ongoing, and so we're not ready to stake a claim on that yet, but hopefully we will be in the very near future. I was going to say the only other one that, the other two that are kind of on our minds and wanted to get your guys' take on, I still think we really need to deal with 2119, the LIHTC Affordable Housing Tax Credit Bill. And maybe we can talk about some level of compromise there for consideration. And then because that is a tax credit bill, the possibility, and I don't know if things have changed with your leadership on Senate Bill 51 and 52, and possibly bringing those in a converts committee. So let you guys stew on that for a second. Give us your thoughts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just in the Speaker's office asking about those two very bills and one other one for tax credit. And as of this moment, I'm still not authorized to discuss anything that did not come out of Commerce, House Commerce. I believe that there are negotiations in the works on at least one of those bills that there might be a change made in tax on it and then get it out to vote on. And so I don't know if it's worth having discussions currently because I'm not authorized to do anything on that currently. And we just walked out of the Speaker's office, so unless it changed between then and now. So.
Thank you. Mr. House Chair, I do have a question. So you mentioned both 51 and 52. I'm also a member of House Tax, which I'm glad to be, given all the ones that are coming up for discussion. Do you know which one it is that they're going to have us go back into tax and meet on? Should I phone a friend and text Adam? All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Just appreciate it.
I don't know what either one of them are, but they were discussing the data center bill.
Yeah, if I may, Mr. Chair, Senate Bill 51 is the Qualified Data Center Sales Tax Exemption Bill. 52 is the Kansas Film and Digital Media Development Act. So both tax credits that would fit well as we consider adjusting another tax credit. If it's okay with you, Mr. Chairman, could we maybe just talk about 2119 as a standalone for a second? Because that did pass your chamber. We did pass a bill out of House tax favorably. It just didn't come above the line. So our proposal was to basically eliminate the 4% LIHTC credit, which would reduce the price from $25 million down to roughly $8.8 million per year. And would certainly like for you guys to give consideration to that reduction instead of just a complete elimination.
The other option there would be perhaps moving 51 into that bill. But I think we need to get this done first, and we'll move on to that one.
Anything else? Okay. As you are well aware, we are currently spending $250 million a year in debt each year that this stays in place. And so we need to do what we can to lower that fiscal note. And as you also recall, the original fiscal note that we were given on that bill was $25 million. We were not aware at the time that we made the vote, and I voted for this because I thought it was a good idea. But if I would have known it was a 200, if it was 10 times in a row each year, I would have made some significant changes to it. And so I would like to see, as we negotiate this, I would like to see I think last year we did 33 million, which is 330 million over 10 years. So I'd like to see us get closer to the original fiscal note as we work through this. And I'd also like to see some sort of at least a break to see how it works. None of these places have opened yet. But as far as the House position, I'm here to defend the House position. And I just asked the Speaker's office. He would like to see this bill pass as it came out of the House. That's our position. We know your position. We can go back and talk to our leaders and see what they think about it.
Certainly, and just for clarification, arguably the Senate's position is not to do anything because we didn't run anything across our floor. We just debated it in Senate. And so, not saying that's right or wrong. I think we all agree we've got to do something here because that fiscal note is significantly higher than I think what anybody anticipated. However, as you mentioned, that is $250 million a year spread over 10 years, and that is revenue that we won't be receiving, and that's significant as we compound that. So I appreciate that, and Mr. Chairman, I'm sure others have some input as well.
We have had several discussions on that. There's a possibility. One option was to take a 1-year break on it, see how the program runs, continue it at a lower rate. We've mentioned between $5 and $8.5 million a year. Another option would be to put a sunset on it, but those are options have just been discussed. They haven't been. We're not into making that motion at this time, but we wanted the House to have some options there when they discuss that with leadership. So with that, is if we just concentrate our efforts on, at this point, 2119, and then we could come back with maybe a break when we come back after our afternoon session, and come back with some 2340 options at that time. So, yeah. Okay. Comments?
Well, given the fact that I'm never reticent, I want to make it very clear that while I do respect our chair and our vice chair, the position of my caucus is to, frankly, we'd rather just not see this bill worked at all. But if it must be worked, then we support the Senate position. Do not support a break, would consider a sunset.
Thank you. Do you have any comments?
Not that anybody else, nothing new.
So if we were to recess this until after our meeting, do you think that's quick enough? And do we need to go back and work on another vehicle?
So I had called Representative Owens with 2 bill numbers that we were assigned. I think maybe one of them might have been this 2169. And I have them written down somewhere, and he has them written down somewhere, but neither one of us brought them to the dang meeting, so.
Both of these are assigned to us.
Okay, right. That's
2169 and Senate Bill 30 are assigned to the committees.
And so I'll find out what that third bill was, and maybe you guys could get assigned to it so we could work 2119 and 2340. And then, if I'll talk to leadership about Senate Bill 51 and see what they're going to do with it. And once they're done with it, and once we're done with ours, maybe we can combine the two, but that would be up to leadership to figure out.
So we will plan on meeting again after the recess of the second house. The next meeting, which we go in at 2 o'clock, in this room.
Right, can we have a little bit more time, like maybe about,
We're going in at 8 o'clock again tonight, so we got all afternoon.
okay, so want to tentatively plan on 3:30? And just everybody keep their ears peeled to see if that works or not. Does that work for you guys?
Mr. Ware?
Thank you so much. While we're considering more tax bills, 52 is worthy of some consideration as well, I think. That's the film and digital media industry. I'd love to see Kansas at the end of some movies instead of every other state.
I would too, but I don't know that that bill has any hope on the House side at this current moment.
I will say that we did have a good, and we've had a number of robust discussions in the tax committee in regards to 52. It has passed out of committee, and, you know, the debate was not nearly as intense this year as it was in the past. I think they've made some adjustments and have been willing to work with us and make some improvements to the legislation to make it more feasible.
So 3:30 or after we'll meet again, 3:30. Is that good?
Adjourned.
Okay, we are.